Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, the choke job, you know what I'm saying? Did they just blow their best chance at a Super Bowl, bro?
I mean, it's set up for Josh Allen to, you know what I'm saying, out of all the quarterbacks, we talk about quarterbacks, but when you look at it, they still were pretty, especially on the defensive end. Yeah, Josh Allen, as far as who he had to face, as far as quarterbacks were concerned, he didn't have to face Pat Mahomes. He didn't have Lamar Jackson anymore. He didn't have Joe Burrow. I guess we finna have to do something different with Joe Burrow. But the quarterbacks that he had to go up against it's not like they go up one-on-one. People assume that it should be Josh Allen's turn to win the Super Bowl. But I think the biggest issue that was going to come to a head, whether it was in this past round, the championship round, or in the Super Bowl, their defense couldn't stop the run whatsoever. They really wasn't a good defense. Now, I see your hand over your head. I'm not saying that Josh Allen.
Stop. Then don't start there. That's what pisses me off. Don't start there.
I can start with my own start.
No, don't start there. Start with his ass.
I can start wherever I can.
Carrying the goddamn football like a loaf of bread with 16 seconds left in the first half and giving up 3 points. Start with his ass.
Let me say what I'm going to say. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Everybody is protecting this motherfucker.
What I'm saying is that it wasn't a foregone conclusion. That's the narrative that people want to paint. He got the win. Yeah, he got the win. But when we look at their entire team, his defense was trash. They couldn't stop the run. Bo Nix was lighting their ass up. However, Josh Allen definitely lost them that game. You started to say it, and I agree. He fucked up. He fumbled the ball at the halftime. I don't know why the coach put him in that position to do that, but even still, 28 seconds left. We've seen you put points on the board with less time. I get it. You can't hold the ball like a loaf of bread in that situation. I thought he lateraled that bitch when I first seen it. I was like, did he lateral this motherfucker? Then he had some passes that could have been touchdowns that he missed. He had the interceptions. One of them I don't think was his fault. But you can't turn the ball over 4 times you lose the game by 3 points. The 3 points that you needed to tie the game were there in the half when you fumbled the ball and gave them a free 3 points. I mean, there's no way to slice it other than Josh Allen lost this game. Now, to your question, was this his best chance? I'm not going to say that because, again, I'm pointing to the fact that he would have had to go up against other teams that would be able to put points on the board. Could he have outdueled them? Maybe so. But was it his best chance when we talk about the team around him, the defense? He had sufficient weapons from the running back position, tight end position. Wide receivers was kind of iffy. He didn't have bad wide receivers. He had enough good wide receivers, but was it his most talented wide receiver group? No. Was it the most talented wide receiver group left in the playoffs? No. He fucked up that game, point blank, period, but definitely not his best chance to win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Jerry? Was this his best shot?
Most definitely. This was his best chance to win a Super Bowl.
So are y'all saying this simply because he won't win one in his career?
This was his best chance to win a Super Bowl because he didn't have the Ravens.
Y'all crazy.
He didn't have the Ravens. He didn't have the Chiefs. The Chiefs have been his kryptonite his entire career. And he beat both of those teams in the regular season. So to not have to face them and to have teams that we consider lesser opponents than he's had in the past.
With lesser quarterbacks.
Young quarterbacks in the playoffs this year. Yeah, this was his best chance to do it. Now, am I going to say that he's not going to win one? If they would have kept the same coach, I would have put him in the same category that I have Lamar Jackson in, because I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to win a Super Bowl with the Ravens. I don't give a damn who they coach, who their coach is. I don't give a damn. I would have put him in that boat, but we're going to see who they're going to anoint as their next coach to see what they bring to the table. But yeah, you can hang the L on Josh. He was that guy. You know, he I don't know. I couldn't tell in that game where he activated. You know, people say he has a Superman mode to go into. I can't recall where he went into that. He picked the wrong
Spurts in the
time.
game where he did, though. He had spurts in the game where he did.
He picked the wrong time to have, you know, one of his worst games we've seen him play in the playoffs. Now, yeah, he was playing against a terrific defense, but he didn't look like the Josh Allen we've seen
Overthrowing the tight end.
through this year or last year. Now, some of the stuff Greg is saying has some validity as far as that defense. That defense played like they played all year long. They couldn't stop the run all year long. It was the defense has been a question all year long. His receiving core has been a question for the last 2 years, or probably ever since Diggs has left or whatnot. I know we go to what's his name? Y'all help me. Shakir, what's his his best wide receiver
here?
Yeah, so you know, people say he's good enough. I agree. You know, when you got a talent like Josh Allen, I would say that he's good enough. But none of the dots seem to connect in this game. And it didn't look like they were gonna, you know, it didn't look like, even though, you know, it was you know, it was neck and neck. It just didn't feel like the Bills, you know, were gonna win it. Now I'm not saying they would have had to blow the Broncos out because of that defense, but my goodness, can we just see the guy that we are accustomed to seeing? And we just never got to that. But kudos to Denver, kudos to Sean Payton. His play calling was superb in the game. The defense held steady like they've held all year long. And again, you know, they're one of those teams that's been coming back and winning close games. And this was a close game, and they ended up pulling it out. So kudos to them. I don't want to take anything away from them because they played well on the other side of the ball to beat them.
We're going to move to the next game, but quick question before we move. Should McDermott have been fired?
I mean,
I wouldn't have fired him.
9 seasons, no Super Bowl. And man, that's a you know, it's a what have you done for me lately league. And if the quarterback ain't trash, you know who got to go next.
And then Bean get promoted to president of football operations when he's drafted 2 Pro Bowlers in his tenure. I thought that was crazy. Coach gets fired, but Bean gets promoted to president.
Crazy. Yeah, I would have gone the GM route. So I'm agree with y'all. I don't think it should have been fired. I
wouldn't have fired him. I'm just kind of old school in that way. If I'm having success with my coach and they have had success, I heard today that they had made the playoffs for 15, 16 years before we got there.
Right.
And then as soon as they got Josh Allen, they've been in the playoffs, you know, every time. So I wouldn't have fired them, but I'm just old school. You know, I like to see coaches hang around for a long time as long as they're winning. Yeah, I wouldn't have fired. That's kind of crazy. I believe Nick Wright called his record at 98 wins to 50 losses or something like that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have fired.
Been super successful, young boy. Let's get to this next one, man, because this one I really want to get into. Texans, CJ Stroud. Of course, this is all about the QBs, man. Wasted a defensive performance, but we're not even gonna get into all that. Congratulations to the Pats for winning and all that. Yada yada yada. Congrats. The better team did not win, but yada 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 yada. So that's here.
The better team did win?
No, the hell they did not.
Yeah, they did. No, the better defense won.
The better defense didn't win. Let me put it that way. The better defense didn't win. Let me put it that. Let me change that. The better defense didn't win.
No, you need to change it to the quarterback who sucked the most.
So, and that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
Do Houston have a CJ Stroud problem right now?
Yes, they do.
Should they be looking for a
Hell
different? Should they be
yes.
looking
Yes.
for a different answer at quarterback?
Yes, they should. Yes, they should. Absolutely.
That
All
shit,
day, every
that
day.
shit was
He
ridiculous, dog.
he has lost his confidence. You can see it in his face.
Yes, and
And
body language. What the fuck?
this ain't just a 2-game sample where he's had 10 fucking turnovers. This has been for the last 2 seasons. And I tried to tell y'all whoever it was trying to crown CJ Stroud as a top 5 quarterback, even top 10. Yeah,
Nobody.
you was sadly mistaken. There was some conversation. I'm not gonna necessarily say it, y'all. I'm gonna go back on the wax and find it, but I do remember one of y'all, Baby
No,
Dante, because he was
it
definitely a
wasn't us.
Texan.
I talked
He was
about the Houston Texans. I never talked about CJ Stroud. I talked about the team because of
we
defense.
had conversations on top 10 quarterbacks, and I'm pretty sure one
Oh
or
no, I ain't never
No,
had
had
about
ain't
top 10.
nobody put CJ
No,
Stroud in the top 10.
All right. So it wasn't y'all, but it had definitely been said. He
right?
was on Nick Wright's mountain, which we know that's a bunch of bullshit. He had it was a lot of people just had CJ Stroud as this up and coming, just like you did Jaden Daniels, and I ain't saying y'all did it, but you know what I have said about these quarterbacks that's coming in with these one hit wonder
3
quarterback.
years.
Give me
I know.
3 years. Give me 3 years so I can, place you correctly. CJ Stroud is ass. He is ass. He has played ass for 2 years. No, he's played poorly for 2 years. He's played ass these last 2 games. These last 2 games, and they won one of them.
Atrocious.
My God.
I mean,
That
atrocious, dog. Like 10
that first pick
turnovers
he
or something.
threw on that sideline, I'm like, bruh, dude was wide open.
Bro, what you doing? And the one where he got the dude fucked up, like, dude, what you doing, dog? He got his own man injured trying to catch it, dog. I'm like, man, this shit crazy, dog. And then his
He,
body language, the whole team saw you were defeated. You know what I'm saying? Everybody could look at you and tell you wasn't gonna get it back, which is why I was disappointed in D'Amico for not
and not
yanking his ass.
benching him.
He should have yanked his ass, dog. I said that shit at halftime. Yank his ass, dog. He
Yeah.
ain't got it today. Yank his ass. Davis
And-
Mills played solid this year. Yeah,
right.
he
And
3-0 as a starter. Yank
and
his.
he ain't
You
he
owe it
ain't
to the team to yank his ass when you look in his eyes and see what he was looking like. Yank his ass,
right.
D'Amico. Yank his ass.
Yankees that just like it would be different if CJ had been playing great ball all season and just was
Right.
having a bad half.
Right.
I can see that. Like I have confidence knowing he ain't did shit
I think
in
I
two
think that
years.
I got to go back to Dante saying that the best team didn't win.
I changed it though. The best, I said the best. I changed it. I should have said best defense. The better defense definitely did not win.
Okay, so you're saying that out of all 4 units, offensive and defense, you're saying that
The best unit on the field was definitely the Houston
the
defense.
best unit was Houston's defense. Okay,
Take CJ Stroud away,
all right, okay,
Texans
cool,
win that game. You
cool.
put damn
Oh, I don't know that.
you put 31 other quarterbacks as the Houston Texans quarterback yesterday or the other day. They win that damn game.
I'll go with you on the best unit on the field was the Houston Texans defense. I will agree with you on that. But was CJ Stroud's play yesterday? The Patriots defense looked like the best defense on the field yesterday. The Patriots don't even have a pass rush. They haven't had a pass rush all year. And they were in this boy's grill all game long. And CJ Stroud chose the worst option every time the defense got in his face. He chose the worst option. The one where he just threw the pick six. Come on, man. Like, what are you doing? He looked afraid. He looked confused. I'm not even gonna say he looked afraid. He was afraid. He was afraid.
Yeah.
The offensive line,
Yeah.
didn't give him
Yeah.
any help when they tried to hold the back end. The back didn't give him any help. So they have issues with their offensive front for sure. But I do have to agree with Greg that the past 2 seasons, and I just looked up his stats. I think his success, part of his success in his first season was having decent run game, and the fact that he only had 5 interceptions in his rookie season. Part of that is probably you're a rookie and you trying your best not to throw the damn ball away. But the last 2 years, I guess with him trying to come into his own, he hasn't looked as good as that first season at all. And this season he just was horrid. I posted in the group not too long ago that I'm correlating this time frame of him starting to play bad with him getting on his damn podcast with Michael Parsons. And ever since I've seen him on this damn podcast, I haven't seen him be as successful as he was before that. So maybe a lot less time fooling around with Michael Parsons' goofy ass and get yourself in the lab and get your game together, because it's a damn shame to waste the defense, the Houston Texans defense time like he's doing. Pulling him in the game, he deserved to be pulled. He deserved to be pulled yesterday. That's for sure. He should have been yanked. A more veteran coach probably would have pulled him just to, just to see if the defense can lead them to victory. But he should have been pulled yesterday. He did absolutely nothing.
And my thing too, D'Amico, man, I know he's a Shanahan disciple or whatever, but they got to get off this. We don't need no offensive line shit. You know what I'm saying? And we can do it with whatever on offensive line. Trading away Laramie Tunsil to the Commanders, your best lineman. Stop doing this. You need a fucking offensive line, dog. I'm sorry. I know the schemes are good. Great. Not putting no money in your offensive line, dog. And I know he got that shit from Shanahan. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't love doing it either. You know what I'm saying? That shit show up against good teams, dog. I'm sorry. It just does.
You're going to lose that somewhere else. This ain't a, you know what I'm saying, add and add and add. It's not.
No, I know, but damn, you got to invest in the fucking offensive line at some point, especially if you got a QB who going to look the fuck like that in a divisional round game when he ain't got no protection.
Well, his offensive line didn't do him any favors either. But
right, that's what I'm saying. Like, and you got to invest in that shit though. They traded away their best lineman.
They win that game if they don't turn it over. They win that game.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
They beat the Patriots if they don't turn it over.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, easily.
Yeah, they beat them if they don't turn it over.
Easily.
So we just destroyed the Texans, and rightfully so, and destroyed CJ Stroud, and rightfully so. So we can't give any props to Vrabel's job over on the other side of the field. We can't give them any props. They won. They made all the right moves.
He gave them their props when he first introduced.
They get nothing from me, dog. Nothing.
The Patriots get nothing.
I'm give them their props. They get their props. But I'm just saying the Texans win that game if they don't turn it over.
Yes, easily.
Yes, the defense has to make some. They have to have an impact for you to turn it over. But these turnovers were rookie mistakes. They didn't do anything on that turnover I was talking about on the sideline. That other turnover, a rookie makes that mistake. A 3-year vet, when you're being pressured and then you just don't loft the ball up into coverage, nobody was open, you just gonna throw it so you don't take the sack, you take the sack.
They gave up 143 yards passing. I mean, come on, dog. They win that game easily.
On that sideline with when Carlton Davis picked that out route. If he throw it to the sideline instead of inside, it's not picked.
Yeah.
They also gave up 3 touchdown passes.
One of those touchdowns was a pick six. One of those touchdowns was a pick six.
Yeah, but look at the position. But look at the position that CJ Stroud put him in. But look at the position Stroud put him in, though. Like, come on, dog. Man, come on. Anybody watching that knows, without them turnovers, they win that damn game easily.